I feel like the same time as next semester, right?
Yeah.
I don't have class.
Oh my, I'm not even working the same job next year. So.
I love it. It's giving teacher. I love it. As if this isn't an education. Anyways. Should be able to see it up there and just saying the mics are on and they can hear you out there. So, not just,
Yes.
don't say anything bad.
It's just that we don't make
Yeah, that's it. Dr. Aaron already did that.
Oh.
All right, now we're kids.
I'm
glad
I'm glad I went to the first two meetings. So I have two.
That's awesome.
You know what? How about what you do?
Pass that to Abby.
Oh, yeah.
What, if you'll say, you say yes, people come in and hand them that program.
Anywhere over there except for the ones that are there.
And just tell them, they're welcome to start
Cool,
having
I think so.
If they're here, they're there.
I think they can.
We're gonna be doing that in here, if they don't.
Yeah.
So I might actually just sit on pictures and hang out.
I don't tell people that. Okay.
Where are you going to
Or-
this show?
Is everybody doing this? I think they're-
I don't know where that is.
I'll check right now. Eric and those-
These Mikey's are good.
Yeah.
The faculty members, and they worked it into their presentation.
For us.
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
She's not coming.
Oh.
So we don't.
Family, we hope that we all fit in this room just right. We have our award recipients here and those that will be handing out awards on the side, and we need to prepare for overflow, but look at all these faces in the middle. Let's see how we're doing out here. Check it out. We still have folks coming in. Folks, if y'all want to come in for your awards, I got to start. It got very quiet when I said that. Hi, everyone. This is an exciting day. Do you all feel excited? Yeah. Other graduates in the room, do you feel excited? I'm calling this Feel Good Friday. So I am Jana Neeren. I'm the department chair for the Department of Education Studies. Our department is the home department for our teacher preparation program. Now, I know we have folks in the room who are graduating with all level certifications or secondary education certifications. And for those folks, the major is in a college maybe outside of the College of Education, and the minor is in education studies. And for our elementary and middle level and special education teachers and our deaf and hard of hearing teachers, the major is in the Department of Education Studies. So that's just a little bit of complexity about who we are and what we do, but we are all a part of the Educator Preparation Program. And I'm really excited to have you all here to celebrate the end of what probably has felt like a long journey. Has it felt like a long journey? Yeah. So I have to acknowledge this. You know, anytime you're looking at a graduating class, everybody has their own individual context and your own path that you took to get here, right? And so for some people in the room, you graduated from high school, came straight to SFA, and started your journey toward a bachelor's degree. For some people, maybe you started at a community college and then you came to SFA. For some people, maybe you've been in a career for a while and then you decided, I'm going to go back to school and be a teacher. And so you came back that way. For some people, maybe it's been caring for family, caring for loved ones, working different jobs, and then you found your way to SFA. Then you've been at the teacher preparation program in the state, right? Yeah. And so whatever your path was to get you here, congratulations on being here. I have to acknowledge, if you are one of those folks who started your bachelor's degree 4 years ago, right after high school, you probably didn't have a high school graduation ceremony. Is there anyone in the room in that boat? Asher? Anyone else didn't have lots of folks? I'm seeing a few hands. So one thing that's unique about this graduating class is that this not only took the normal perseverance that it takes to obtain a bachelor's degree and a teaching certification, it took some additional perseverance because we all were living through a worldwide pandemic, right? And so it's been kind of a rocky path, but here you are, you did it. And so for just a moment, I want you to stop if you're a graduate, and I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to say out loud, I did it.
I did it.
Part two, I'm looking around, I see some people who maybe are not graduates today. I see some support systems. I see some moms and some dads and some partners and some grandparents and some friends and some aunts and some uncles. And we've got a whole cheering section over here from one. So here's the thing that I would say to the graduates. You really had to work hard to get here, but you probably could not have done it without your support system, whatever that looks like. And so if you're one of those support people in the room right now, what I want you to do is take a deep breath and acknowledge your part in this and say, we did it. So as I say that, I look around and you'll see the people I always call this the Merlin suit. You'll see some of us are wearing our graduation regalia, some are not. It's hot, believe me. So there's kind of a, hard for you to tell exactly who all are the faculty and the staff in education studies. But I want to acknowledge the hard work that it takes of the faculty and the staff in the preparation of future teachers, because those folks did it too. So for y'all, I say, we did it. We did it. Okay, here's another thing I want to say. I'm gonna be really brief so that we can get to what you came for, which is to hear your person's name shouted out, or just to have photos with your family and enjoy some good snacks and really take in this moment. The thing that is also unique about the folks in this room who are graduating is that they have chosen a pretty selfless path for a career. The teachers are the difference makers, right? When I think about teachers, I think about what a difference teachers have, what an opportunity teachers have to make a difference each and every day that they get out of bed and walk into that classroom. People don't go into teaching because they think they are going to get financially rich. There's an opportunity to get rich, but it's not financial. There's an opportunity to get rich, knowing that you're making a difference in the lives of your students. And also, I just want to say to the graduates, when you make a difference in the lives of your students, you're making a difference in your communities. You're making a difference in the state of Texas, making a difference in the nation. Because the teachers prepare every other profession that keeps this economy going and keeps the state going. You chose a profession that prepares all the other professions. And so I want to say, not only did you do it, I want to say thank you for what you're going to do in the future. This is kind of the cream of the crop in here today. We expect some great things. And so I just want to say congratulations to the class of 2024. We are here to celebrate all of our graduates, and we also are here to give some awards to some of our distinguished graduates. So with that being said, I'm going to invite our first presenter to come up, and we are going to present the Olds Family Endowment Clinical Teaching Award. And so that is going to be Dr. Mark Montgomery and Dr. Rhonda McClain to present that. But I want to also acknowledge the wonderful supervisor Diana Burris, who made this nomination. So I'm inviting y'all up. Diana.
We're first, so we get to make the big production, and everybody else has to match what we do. So
It's number picked out.
we do have a dance number. No, if you know me, you know I do not have a dance number picked out. On behalf of Dr. McClain and myself, we are honored to be able to present this to Maggie, the Olds Family Endowment Clinical Teacher Award, because she embodies what we try to instill in all of our pre-service teacher candidates, which is the ability to reflect on past experiences, learn and grow from mistakes, grow to better meet the needs of students, overcome many challenges, and fight for a dream, which we saw Maggie do very well when she was in our care. And so when we got to watch or read the words of her university supervisor, Diana Burris, and see what kind of teacher she went out and became, it really made us proud.
And we're glad to have Diana here with us today. We didn't know she was coming, so I'm going to read her words that touched our hearts so much. Ms. Burris wrote, "The minute I met Maggie, I knew what kind of teacher she was going to be. Confident, in charge, and ready to take on any task that was asked of her. When you walk into the classroom, you hear learning, challenging them to think further than they ever thought they could. At the beginning of the semester, instead of Maggie setting the expectations for her students, she put the responsibility on them. She would always say, I didn't give you my expectations of how I want you to run, how I want this class to run. You gave me yours. Now it's your responsibility to make sure and follow them." Her students love and respect her, and every time I left her room after an observation, I wanted to run down the halls and tell everyone how amazing she is. Congratulations, Maggie, for receiving the Olds Family Endowment Clinical Teaching Award. Along with Ms. Burrows, Dr. Montgomery and I congratulate you, Maggie. Job well done.
Get her?
Could you get Ms.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to ask Ms. Dillard to come up to make a presentation for our Elementary Education Exemplary Clinical Teacher Award. And this is going to Lisa Palacios, who was nominated by Field Supervisor Nadine Pabst. Is Nadine in the room? Okay.
Okay. Well, I will speak on behalf of Nadine, and then I'll add a few words because I also did work with Lisa. And these are the words of Ms. Pabst. The words humble, tenacious, and conscientious are only a few descriptors that come to mind when I think of coaching and collaborating with Lisa. I was blessed to have an ongoing conversation with Miss Lisa every day. As each week progressed, Lisa wanted to do what was best for her students. Her goal in becoming a teacher was to make a positive impact, to share knowledge, and to see her students become successful lifelong learners. Lisa attended elementary through high school in El Paso Independent School District and is the first person in her family to graduate from college. How immensely proud we are of her being able to collaborate with young children and to honor her craft. She dug into state standards and was willing to take risks with new instructional strategies that would help her students. Lisa exemplifies what every school leader desires when posed with hiring a teacher: a willingness to learn, a keen ability to understand student learning, and a desire to collaborate with her colleagues. Not to mention, she had high expectations and was a bit of a perfectionist. She will represent Stephen F. Austin State University with ethics, high standards throughout her career. We congratulate Lisa, and I will add, as her course instructor for her professionalism seminar, we worked through her certification on EdTPA. We had our ups and downs. She was persistent, she was hardworking, and she was always willing to take feedback. And I know that her outcomes are going to be very, very successful. Awesome that she was here.
I know.
So we'll
Lisa.
congratulate Lisa.
Okay, we are going to move up to middle level grade. And so we have Dr. Sarah Straub here to present the award to Catherine Turner, who was nominated by Miss Mary Drummond.
Okay. So hold your applause. Not after me. Okay. So it is my distinct honor and privilege today to recognize a truly outstanding individual. And it is my pleasure to present the Middle Level Education Exemplary Clinical Teaching Award to Catherine Turner. Graduating this spring with her BSIS with a concentration in science, Catherine has shown an unwavering dedication to her craft and a passion for igniting the flame for learning within her students. As a former president of CMLA, Catherine has shown herself to be a true leader, guiding and inspiring others along the way. I had the privilege of working with Catherine throughout her EdTPA journey, witnessing her firsthand commitment to excellence. Not only did she achieve the highest score in my class for her content area, but she did so with a level of mastery that truly sets her apart. Her approach to teaching is nothing short of inspirational. Through engaging activities such as a mini lab on genetic variation and survival traits, Catherine fosters an environment where students not only learn, but thrive. Her ability to provide meaningful feedback, guiding her students on their learning journey, is a testament to her dedication and her expertise. But Catherine's impact extends far beyond the classroom. Her leadership skills are exemplary, recognized by her peers and mentors alike. Dr. Vicki Thomas speaks of Catherine's passion for learning and her innate ability to form meaningful relationships with all of those around her. Dr. Beth Gound echoes the sentiment, highlighting Catherine's natural leadership and the profound impact she has made on the educational community. In Catherine, we see not only a teacher, but a leader, a mentor, and a beacon of excellence in education. It is with great admiration and gratitude that we recognize her today. Catherine, your dedication, passion, and leadership are an inspiration to us all. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
Can I have a point of privilege of being a 38-year veteran teacher and tell these students a story? I taught kindergarten for most of my career. I taught 1 year in first grade. I was in the mall in Lufkin, walking, minding my own business. I saw this little boy that I had taught in first grade, and I, as a point, don't go to them because I don't want to embarrass them. If they come to me, I'm really ready to hug them. So this little boy comes up to me and he recognizes me and he says, "Oh, Miss Grimes." And he turns around and talks to his, I don't know, girlfriend, wife, whatever. Come here, you gotta meet her." And he comes to me and he said, "This is the teacher that taught me how to read." And I just was like a puddle. Okay. Just wanted y'all to know, it's not a monetary thing. It'll never be a monetary thing. Here's what it is. I graduated I retired in 2004 with most of my teaching career in early childhood. And I began supervising that next January, and it was a wonderful retirement job, and I love it. But I'm here to honor Catherine Turner, who has completed her college degree, finished her clinical teaching semester, and is receiving the Outstanding Middle School Teacher for Clinical Teachers. Although my expertise is in early childhood, I feel that veteran teachers have a way of recognizing good teaching skills and strategies, classroom management skills, and a desire to teach. I saw all of these things in Catherine during her lessons. I went home after that first lesson and I said to my husband, who is also an educator, "I think I've seen the best evaluation 1 lesson of my whole career."
Wow.
She was very articulate, very knowledgeable, and extremely knowledgeable about science. Plus, I could tell she enjoyed what she was doing. Oh, yeah, and the kids were engaged too. That same day, I called my daughter who teaches middle school, and I said, "Do y'all need a science teacher? You better snatch this person up." It was my honor and privilege to supervise Catherine. I look forward to following her teaching career, kind of like a groupie. Catherine, I'm very proud. And I look forward to you being a great teacher for the middle schoolers of Texas.
Congratulations, you're a tough act to follow.
Best lesson she's ever seen. Wow.
Okay, I am going to invite Dr. Heather Olson Beal to come up because we are ready to talk about our secondary educators.
I didn't get the memo about the graduation
That's
robes.
okay, you're wearing purple.
That's true. Axel Jacks. I
All
got that.
right, our secondary level education exemplary clinical teacher award is going to be given to Asher Osborne, who was also nominated by the lovely Diana Burris, and Dr. Heather Olson Beal has some words to say. You're welcome to come up and join.
Come on.
I'm reading. Okay.
Is Asher coming up?
Asher's coming up. She can wait.
I haven't seen you in 2 years.
No.
So I got an email a few days ago saying that, asking who taught her, can anybody come? And I looked at it and I was like, oh, I didn't know. I was like, I didn't know she was here because I taught an intro class. which was 2 years ago and feels like a previous lifetime.
No.
Like, maybe I do believe in reincarnation, because that feels like a really long time ago. Anyway, but it's kind of fun because it's like, sort of like bookends, right? Because you were in my class at the beginning and I was able to interact with her.
Amen.
Oh, my God. Stand with you. Able to see how she engaged in the classroom in an intro class, and it was really fun to read this from Miss Burris. And I feel strange reading this for you, but I'm here for it. Okay. And kudos to Miss Burris for taking the time to, recognize greatness, right? Okay, I even remember my glasses. 50, okay. The first time I observed Asher, I fell in love with how she presented her objective to her students. It was like a family sitting around the dinner table talking with each other. She starts the conversation and then her students will take it and elaborate their thoughts, and it turns into the best teaching as she shares examples to enhance their understanding. Questioning in a way where her students feel safe to share. Asher has the sweetest way of making her students feel like family. Engaging activities where they are sharing and working together to bring the lesson to life. Her students have so much respect for her. Do you think she has been teaching for years? Every time I left her room, I would see someone in the hall and shout for her and how amazing she was. The best part of this, everyone at Alto High School already knows. I'm so proud of her and love her with all my heart. Congratulations, Asher, for receiving a secondary level education exemplary clinical teacher award. Oh, it's good to see you.
I love that bookend thing, not even planned.
Right. Let's do that. Oh, no, Miss Burris, come back. You gotta cover up the country cousin over here. I don't know how that's gonna go. For real, though. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. This is fun. Isn't it great to recognize the excellence? I love doing this. Okay, so our next award is a secondary / all level achievement award, and I'm going to invite Dr. Sharon Rice from kinesiology to come forward to make this recognition. Let me find where I am on here. Okay, so Sharon not only is presenting the award, but Dr. Rice also nominated our outstanding student.
So I get to talk longer than
Okay,
everybody.
there you go. I'm handing it over.
That's how that is. Come on, girl. This is Dee, what I called her, but her given name is Denazier. I'm still trying. Denazier. Diogene. Let's say it together. A name is a very important thing, and I have the blessing of getting our students when they're fresh. So I've had Dee a long time. We have butted heads at times. We've hugged and we've cried. Okay, they gave an endowment scholarship. I'm sorry, baby, all I got is a 20. I have the privilege of teaching the PEAK students when they enter our program, and I hug them when they walk across the stage. So I get to see them in all stages. So I cheer them on. And then sometimes we have a come to Jesus meeting and we go, stop, listen, this girl has such a drive to finish. She took 18 plus hours, 21. I was gonna say 21, but I wasn't for sure, so I put the plus on there. During several of her semesters. That is difficult. I'd have to tell her, slow down. It's not about the grade, it's about learning the information. But let me tell you something about this young lady. And I was taking notes over there while everybody else was talking because I didn't type mine out because I forgot. So here we go. I've had her and we had to do an EdTPA, which is a portfolio and it's a lot of work. My students have a split placement. So they go elementary and then they go secondary. So she has to get hers done in the first 8 weeks. She would text me first thing in the morning and late at night, and if I didn't answer it, she called. There was no getting away from Dee. And if I didn't answer and I didn't return the text, then she got on the group text and asked all the other students, and then they're all calling. You need something. Good job. She has all that attention. But the thing that impressed me, because I tell my students all the time, what separates you from everybody else? I mean, we all have degrees, but what separated Dee from my other PEAK students? And this was it. Because when she started, I thought, oh, I pray over all my students, please God, help us get through this, because it's hard. I walk in that first day, and what's the name of that elementary school in Lufkin? Burley. You were on a paid clinical teaching, so that puts it at another higher standard, so she can't just go home, she has to do everything to get that paycheck, plus whatever I'm asking. I sit down, she's over there talking, the next thing I hear is her talking Spanish. I said, holy Toledo. I asked her supervising, her mentoring teacher, I said, when she learned how to speak Spanish? She said this semester, she wanted to be able to communicate with students. Let's say that wow again. So that's what separated her, because evidently she called and told Chandra that she won, and Chandra's asking, why didn't I nominate? And I'm like, oh no. That was the difference, is she learned Spanish to help all those students at Burley Elementary understand exactly how to throw a ball when they're in the first grade. And that just impressed me so much. I spent 27 years in the public school system. I know good. You're good. She had the second highest score for PEAK students with EdTPA. Get teary-eyed on this one. Her drive was her grandmother.
No, my great-grandmother.
Her great-grandmother. She called me and she said, it's okay, we can cry.
She turned 106 yesterday.
So I lost my mom at the beginning of the semester, and Dee was there. So she calls me, we have to get it submitted on March 6th. And her big thing was, I gotta get it back. I gotta make sure my grandmother knows. I said, we're working with Pearson. There's not a whole lot I can do. But I can pray. So we got it submitted on March 6th, right? In the evening, I get a text from Dee. I'm mad. What? You mad about? She called me. It was your birthday today and you didn't tell me. I said, it wasn't important. We just had to we're thinking about grandma, not me. And that's what I like about Dee, because she's in it for the right reason. She wants to honor you two as well as her great grandmother and what she has achieved. And this wasn't the first time I'd heard this. I had heard it all through class. I want to prove to everyone that said I couldn't do it, that I can do it. And this is a young lady that has achieved and has done it. And I want to recognize Dr. Bay up there. Wave at us, Dr. Bay, that she's part of the PEAK program. So, Dee, I'm very proud of you. You've done great. You've represented your family. You've represented the PEAK department, and you've represented SFA in a positive. And as an alumni, Axum Jack, you're now going to be a colleague of mine, and I appreciate it. Dee is going on to work on her master's. She thinks she wants to go into the leadership side. I'm trying to tell her to go the educational side, because we need young women like this in our educational. That'll teach y'all to live. This is for great grandma.
Congratulations. So I'm gonna interrupt the way we're doing things. So if you're looking at your program, guess what? I just pulled a fast one on you because I know we have someone with a time constraint. Coming back to the awards, but also at this time, we're going to recognize a couple of our education studies ambassadors. So the Education Studies Ambassadors is a new program that we started this past year. And the ambassadors have to apply to be a representative of the Education Studies Department and the Educator Preparation Program. They have to commit to maintaining a 3.25 GPA in good standing in the Educator Preparation Program. And not only that, they have to commit to coming to events and representing the Educator Preparation Program. They come to recruitment events and to showcase Saturdays and to all sorts of things that are off their regular schedule to represent us and help to recruit the next generation of teachers. The reason why I'm interrupting the schedule is because we have 2 graduating ambassadors, and one of them has a time constraint today. And so I want to ask Caitlin to come up, and I'm going to tell you all just a little bit about Caitlin. And I am going to present her with her graduation cord to wear tomorrow, and with her axe handle for 1 year of service as an Ed Studies ambassador. There you go, Caitlin. And as she stands here, I'm going to tell you that Caitlin Monaghan, do I pronounce that correctly? She is graduating with an all-level teacher certification from the School of Theater and Dance. So this is our fine arts friend right here. She is also a first-generation college student and a member of Gen Jacks. She served as a theater peer mentor. She served as president of the SFA chapter of the United States Institute for Theater Technology. I didn't even know that was a thing, and here's the president. Caitlin went to Sulphur Springs High School, right? And she completed her clinical teaching in Brownsboro. And do you have a job yet?
Yes.
Where will you be teaching?
I'll be the head director of Hugh Springs High School.
Amazing. So I wanted to get you in there in their time constraint. And this actually works out really well because our next ambassador that we're recognizing is also an award recipient. And so I am going to ask, you know what, let's do your award first. Okay, so I'm gonna let you, did you get a picture, Gary?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's your regular programming. I am going to ask Dr. Kathy Sheriff to come forward because we will be recognizing Miss Bethany Campos for the Special Education Exemplary Clinical Teaching Award. And in addition to that, I will be recognizing her as an ambassador. So Dr. Sheriff, if you'll come on up. Bethany, why don't you come on up? Can I hold on? Of course. All right. Tell me how you need me. Like that. All right. Well, darling Bethany, do you remember when we first met? Our very first meeting? I'm gonna tear up. This sweet, precious girl here met me in Starbucks on North Street quite a few years ago. And she doesn't even drink coffee and didn't tell me that. I thought her out. I said, how about Starbucks, thinking that was the thing, you know, but anyway, she and I met each other that day. And I have been her Gen Jack mentor all these years. I was so excited when I heard that you had won this award. It just makes me so proud. Makes me so proud. She's been involved in Dancers for Cancer here on campus. She's also been an ambassador here, as we will learn even more about her. And she just told me today that she already has been hired. In life skills, a program called SAILS, you said, in the Fort Bend ISD. And it's in the elementary school you actually went to school in. Is that right? Oh, that's amazing. That's so wonderful. Well, I have enjoyed exemplary projects from this young woman, and grades are excellent. Her attitude is excellent. Her spirit is excellent. It is my honor to be your faculty and to have you in our special education program. Yes, let's do that. All right. Now to my compadres here who printed off their stuff. In special ed, we use our technology. So I'm gonna be just like you guys here and read this. This came from Dr. Trotman. During her clinical teaching, Bethany was always willing to receive feedback on her teaching and incorporate that feedback into her lessons. Some of Ms. Campos' outstanding strengths in teaching include creating a positive learning environment and class culture by using affirmations to reinforce her students' positive behaviors and responses.
planning and presenting and engaging interactive lessons that include a variety of resources and activities that are appropriate to the ability levels of her students. Using probing questions, woo. She learned that from me. Right, to continually check for student understanding and utilizing that input to monitor and adjust instruction. And she was very good at conveying a depth of content knowledge that allows for differentiated instruction as needed. That's what we do, babe, isn't it? That's what we do. Ms. Campos is truly an outstanding clinical teacher. She cares about her students and develops strategies to help them achieve success in their learning. She collaborates positively with other staff members and has a strong desire to continue growing professionally as a teacher. And I will say, as a professional special educator with tears. I passed the torch.
Let's decorate Bethany some more.
Yes, let's do.
So Bethany was also in our very first cohort of Ed Studies ambassador. Did her axe handle for 1 year of service, and she'll be supporting that cord tomorrow. So when I was talking about support systems and said someone amongst us has an entire squad here, they're here for Bethany. You can probably see why. So let's give it up for Bethany. Congratulations. Okay, I'm going to invite Ms. Michelle Miller to come up, and we're going to make a little bit of a transition and talk about our outstanding mentor teachers and field supervisors. I pass the torch.
Hello, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and point out right away that I made a big old blunder on that program. It says Longview ISD, but that is absolutely wrong. It's Livingston. And so just completely ignore that.
Starts with an L.
It does. It starts with an L. No. What I'm up here to talk about is an exceptional clinical or cooperating teacher that was nominated by one of our students, Cora Truelove. If anyone who has been in education knows the bonds that you create with your mentor teachers when you first get into the field are so strong. And Cora, I can't look at you because you're gonna make me cry. They're so strong and they're so important. And I know that Cora had such a strong bond with Miss Gunther. And so she nominated her. Unfortunately, Miss Gunther is not with us any longer. She passed away recently. And while she was mentoring Cora, she was still, even through her struggles, right there for her the whole time. So we wanted to honor her. And I don't know if there's anyone from Livingston ISD besides you. You want to accept for her as well? So this is our other outstanding mentor teacher, but she's going to accept for Ms. Gunther, and this can be displayed in the trophy case at the school where she taught at. And Cora would also like to come up and, if she can hold it together, because I can't, say a few words as well.
I'm gonna try. This is hard. I just want to start off by saying this was one of the hardest semesters I had to go through. I'm so tough on myself, and I knew that with NTPA coming up, how hard it would be. I truly never imagined having to face this loss. This was a hard loss. I've experienced many deaths close and near, but this one was hard. This woman gave her heart, her blood, and everything in between to be an amazing teacher and an even better mentor teacher. 2 years ago, I was able to be in her class for Field 1 and got to observe her. How she taught was so eye-opening for me. She taught me the relationships you need to build with your students and how your language as a teacher really affects the language you get in the classroom. I remember the first time I was placed in her class and after how I prayed to get her for my student teaching semester. Due to having a scripted program called Amplify in 2nd grade, my principal did not want me to have any trouble with EdTPA, so she talked to me about my placement being in 3rd grade class. I was understanding, but I was upset. Some time went by and I went to Miss Gunter and she's a 2nd grade teacher. So that's what I'm meaning by I was upset because I didn't get her. Miss Gunter one day And I went to Miss Gunter one day and told her, I really wish I was in your class, but it just didn't happen that way. It wasn't but an hour later after having that conversation that she texted me, call me immediately. So I called her and she said, our wish came true, girl. How my heart sank and I was so happy. Miss Gunter was just one of those all-around great people. Man, was she so smart-witted, spunky, full of laughter, and was the best person to learn from. I loved her classroom environment and how she never judged. She guided and never made you feel like you did wrong, even if she was correcting you. She focused more on the positive behaviors and never let the negative get to her. I know God placed me in her class for a reason, and I'll truly never forget the lesson she has taught me. Since I aspire to be like her, I'll leave with a positive note. Our school started the teacher incentive allotment last year, and she was determined to get it. We just found out that she got mastery, and she deserves every bit of it. She was the wonderful teacher, and I hope in the future I can follow in her footsteps.
That was very bright. Michelle, it's still you.
It's actually Dr. Sinclair.
Dr. Sinclair.
Hello, so I get to present the next recognition. So we're moving forward with another recognition of an outstanding cooperating teacher of the semester. And this award recognition goes to Marie Dryden from Livingston ISD at Livingston Junior High. If Marie would come on up. As she's making her way, I'll indicate that JC Malone is the clinical teacher that nominated her, and if JC will come forward. So JC actually has some words that she wants to share. So I'm going to say a couple of things that JC put forward in her nomination materials, but rather than me reading, JC is going to share herself. So comments from JC in the nomination piece was, again, I'm going to keep it pretty simple and then let JC talk. JC says, at the beginning of my clinical teaching, my goal was to feel 100% prepared to teach students on my own, and I can say that Ms. Dryden is the very reason I completed this goal. She is an outstanding mentor, and I have been honored to learn from her the last several semesters. Words that she used to describe Ms. Dryden are patient, caring, helpful, knowledgeable, and very experienced. So I'm going to let JC follow up with comments.
So as I put in my nomination, I observed Ms. Dryden's sixth grade math class for my Field 1, Field 2, and clinical teaching experience. When I first began, I set a goal for myself to be sure that I was completely confident to run my own classroom by the time I graduate. Standing here the evening before graduation, I can say without a shred of doubt that I have completed that goal. I owe that to Mrs. Dryden. Amongst other things, she has taught me how to be inclusive, patient while the sixth graders are adjusting to the transition of junior high, and most importantly, how to laminate. The amount of things I had to laminate, I don't even think I can count that high as a math teacher. Of all the teachers I've worked alongside over the years, none deserve this award more than Mrs. Dryden. Thank you for sharing your knowledge of taking on a middle level class with me and for pretending to listen when I started talking too much instead of telling me to shut up. But seriously, I cannot thank you enough for taking me in and providing me with the tools I need to be successful. Something I read a while back stuck with me because it reminded me of you. The influence of a great teacher is never erased. You deserve this award, and I am beyond excited to continue learning from you as your teacher neighbor next year.
That y'all are gonna be teacher neighbors.
We are.
Thank you. Okay, I have one more. So moving into the next award recognition, this goes to outstanding field supervisor of the semester. And this semester, our outstanding field supervisor is JD Janda from Music Education, if you would come on up. Jake, you've been with us for a while. How long have you been field supervisor?
This is year 5.
Okay, I knew all right, he was nominated by 3 students, and I think they're making their way. So Michaela Lawrence, Kai Jinks, and Brooke Olivares. So I'm gonna say a couple things, and then each of them wants to share as well. So I won't steal their thunder. Things that they had to say in their nomination pieces were, I have learned so much from him. In the weeks that I've worked with him, he has helped me understand on a very personal level why I'm even doing this. He has made sure I have everything I need to succeed at my placement and has been available literally day and night to answer questions through text, email, and over the phone. So I'm gonna let them take it away. So introduce yourself before you talk.
I guess I'm starting. I'm Kai Jeans. I'm one of his clinical teachers for this semester. So I know that throughout our university, there are many amazing field supervisors to be recognized, and we are grateful for all of you who have put in the time to make us become better educators. However, among these many great, there is one who stands out and is utmost deserving of this award. Not to be biased, but my field supervisor, JD Yonda, is to say the least outstanding, among an abundance of other fabulous qualities. Throughout this eventful semester, he has been by my team and I's side through it all. With JD, there is never a missed call or text. He holds consistent weekly check-ins and team discussions over Zoom. He provides all of us positive and beneficial feedback, and above all, cares about each and every one of us outside the classroom. His concern is always genuine, and he is passionate about his students, inspiring us day by day. JD has been nothing but supportive of me and my aspirations, and I hope to one day become even half the educator that he is.
We are just so lucky to be just in the same room as Mr. Yonda right now. My name is Brooke. We're all music education majors, and Mr. Yonda is just a ray of sunshine. Anytime that I'm gonna get emotional. The first time that we all met each other and we sat at that table in the student center, I knew that we were in for such an awesome semester. There are so many things that Mr. Yonda says, and he coins them as Yonda-isms, and I'm gonna share a few of them with you today. It says 23 important things we should always do. Be nice to everyone. Treat everyone with respect. Look people straight in the eye when conversing. Hug belly button to belly button. Praise publicly, scold privately. Do the hard stuff first. Tell the truth. Honesty actually is the best policy. When really mad, sleep one night before acting on your anger. Never compromise on the things you really believe. Give money to the arts. To get something really nice, be ready to pay a high price. Enjoy the view along the way. When someone needs help, help. Do your best always. Good enough is never good enough. Never text message during a concert or while driving. Hold the door open for others. Have a firm handshake, web to web. Think before speaking. Write long hand letters to your mother. Say thank you a lot. Really, when you mean it, say it. Apologize unconditionally. Do your job better today than you did yesterday. And be kind to our planet. Your grandchildren will say thank you. And my favorite one out of all of these is number 20. Say thank you and really mean it when you say it. And on behalf of all of us, thank you so much. I'm so excited for you to come to my band hall, and just, you'll never know the true extent of your influence.
I'm working.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm also a music ed major. Like Brooke said, he quite literally, I think, is the biggest ray of sunshine I've ever met. Like, he even gives Mrs. Dr. Murphy a run for her money. Sorry.
That's a tough act.
But, and that's a tough act to follow for those who don't know her. But, you know, I have a really unique relationship with him. His daughter is the reason that I went to teach. And the reason I bring her up is because now knowing you so well, I see so much of you in her as an educator. It's like they're identical twins. And
I can only hope that the way that you're seen in her, she is seen in me. That's what I've always said. I always wanted her to be seen in me. And now I'm like, all of you will be seen in me. And I'm so grateful to be in your lineage of education. And in a world where, you know, students are often seen as like money or standardized testing scores or points you get at some UIL competition, your hope that that can change, that view can change, that all students at the end of the day are children who are deserving of being inspired and having an appropriate relationship with an adult who cares for them and is only rooting for their success and their future. And I'm so grateful. Good, thanks. Italy is mine also.
Yes. Oh, boy. Oh, sorry.
Let's get you to turn. She'll take-
Oh, okay.
Music in the house. That was awesome, y'all.
You're so welcome.
Okay, no, this was a complete surprise. He didn't know about it.
Wow, I don't know about y'all, but it's been a lot to celebrate. We are going to circle back for just a moment because Lisa Palacios and her family made it here. I understood you had a very long drive, took a little longer than you thought. So let's bring Lisa up, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna bring Miss Dillard back up. We said a lot of really nice things about you. And I hate to say, yeah, we said nice things, here's your award, we're gonna say them again.
Well, these persons have already heard that you started your educational journey in El Paso and you went through elementary school. You're a first generation college student, college graduate. And Miss Nadine Hasselhoff nominated you for this honor. And I shared some of the things that she said about you, being humble and tenacious and conscientious, focused on your craft, understanding of the standards. But I'll speak a little bit more about what I know about you. And I can say that through our journey with that TPA, it started out a little rocky, but you were persistent, you were consistent, you had stick-with-itness, and it all paid off in the end. And so I'm very proud of your hard work. I know your family are very proud of you as well. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
As a reminder, the award that you received, that she received, she knows, I'm reminding you because it was in the list, was Outstanding Elementary Clinical Educator. Yeah, thank you. We're glad you made it. So it is always refreshing after a week of final exams and certification exams and a long, hard semester to recognize the excellence that we've heard about today. I thank you for being here to support all of our graduates that are in the room, our graduates who have received awards today. I have some thank yous that I want to say before we leave. Didn't everything look great? I have to say, we're glad you're in our house. I thought that it looked nice and that the food, there's probably plenty of food still out there, so on your way out, please help yourself. I want to say thank you to Miriam Womack. Student worker, whose name is Garrett Ellerton, is one of our middle level teacher candidates, not a graduate yet, also did a lot of work, but he is manning the desk, and if you didn't get your book box, he'll give it to you whenever you start to leave. So I wanted to thank them for all their effort in making this come together. I also wanted to tell you, there's a committee that reviews all of the nominations for these awards, and that committee is chaired by Dr. Beth Gound, and I saw her earlier. She's way back there at the back. Dr. Gound, thank you for spearheading that. Well, these candidates put together a whole packet of materials to be considered for this award, and so it's a enjoyable but also arduous task to make those selections. I wanted to say on that committee, Dr. Neil Wynn, Dr. Yuan Her, Dr. Chrissy Cross, Dr. Amber Wagner, Dr. Summer Poltonsky, Dr. Melissa Gilens, and Dr. Michael Monroe are all on that committee. Did I leave off anyone's name? That was my list. Okay, I did want to thank them. I wanted to thank the Office of Assessment and Accountability. That's Dr. Christina Sinclair. Really has quite the task to get all of our field placements for clinical teaching, work with school districts, work with our field supervisors. It's a big deal. And so we cannot thank her enough, and I want to thank her. To the field supervisors in the room, we couldn't do it without you. It really takes a village to prepare future teachers. The host teachers that have students in their classrooms, as we heard about Ms. Gunter, you can see what a difference those folks make. And so it really requires so many people in this effort to prepare the next generation of teachers. I know we've been here a while. I'm going to leave you with this quote. It's a Stephen Hawking quote. He said, if you look behind every exceptional person, there is an exceptional teacher. And I believe what we've seen today are the future exceptional teachers. And I believe they've had exceptional preparation from all of those folks that we've talked about that are a part of that journey to preparing future teachers. So what I want to say to all of our graduates, we're expecting exceptional things from you. We are really proud of you. We are excited that you're going to be a lumberjack teacher. And so congratulations to the class of 2024. We'll see you in the morning.
Thank you.
Okay.